You are everyone. I'm Wally, and the rest of the listeners are Brennan, and we're roasting chips, yes.
This computer. Hello,
Welcome back.
we're back.
Happy New Year.
We're not dead. Yes,
Let us be the first podcast you've been listening to wish you a happy new year this
in May.
2025.
Yeah, so this 2025, and I know we where we left off. We did 2 episodes in the month of December,
Yeah,
and
two
then
episodes.
we've been invisible since.
Yep.
Lots has happened. New studios
Yep.
for Brennan and I.
New studios fully paid for by the podcast.
No,
And
I
your
wish.
generous
Could you imagine?
contributions.
Could you imagine?
Uh-huh.
And it's funny that both times we've decided they're not we didn't decide, the universe decided to give us a break. It was right as our viewership was going up.
Mhm. Yep.
So that happens. But I'm also not caught up on anything. I've not watched what's come out. I can't remember. Daredevil, Born Again.
Skeleton Crew.
It was I'm caught up on that. and Andor, not Endor, Andor season 2, not watched it. So I've also not seen Thunderbolts.
Yep.
The 3 things I probably should be watching for this podcast, haven't watched them. But
Yeah.
life's been crazy. It's how it goes. So Brennan might give us a short synopsis on his opinions on that until we record next year, and I've missed 3 more things.
I will give as many short synopsises as I'm invited to give.
But basically, we're going to just go through the news from the last 6 months, because that's what we've decided for this podcast to be a chill podcast. Hopefully,
Indeed.
not too long, but knowing us,
just
2 hours.
Some talking, some relaxing here.
Some chip roasting, of course.
Yeah, some chip roasting. Just
naturally.
Close your eyes. Imagine we're all at a bonfire here, just relaxing, roasting some chips. That's
We're going to put chips on the roaster, breaking a couple, and then finally getting one on and roasting.
We're breaking a lot of chips. We're going to break a lot of chips this episode.
A lot of chips are on the ground. We will successfully roast a chip.
One or two.
Which, by the way, 10th anniversary this year of chip roasting. Not the podcast, just the general act. That happened in 2015.
General act. Yes, you're right. Yeah.
2015, hashtag chip roasting 2015. Here
the first time
2025.
We roasted a chip, 2015. That's wild.
Yep. Makes you feel old, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I was 17. You were an age.
Yep. I was in undetermined
You were not 17. That's
life in Canada. Yeah.
You're also not flashing purple, so that's good.
Huh?
That your name this is not flashing.
Oh, not flashing purple. Okay, now it's been so long since our last.
You can't remember why it was not flashing purple.
I don't remember what was flashing.
I think it was just the lighting in your last place.
Oh yeah.
It looked like
it was flashing purple for some reason, wasn't I?
I don't know. But let me clap to where the mic doesn't clip. It is time to go through the news. All the way back. Let's time travel. December 23rd, 2025. 2024. No, we're not going forward in time. That would make us a great podcast if we could go forward in time. Because if we did, we'd record all our episodes now.
Yeah,
and I just released them slowly.
We could talk about all of the shows that would
Ironheart, that may or may not exist.
That we still would have not seen in the future had we had the time.
We'll get to Ironheart, and it's whether or not it's real or not. But
yes,
we'll first start with Christopher Nolan. Not sure my name.
I was going to say the one up above there. I don't know if we
up above that.
Yeah.
I guess I did miss it. The Creature Commandos was renewed for season 2.
Season 2. Hot off the presses.
Yes, that was and it was hot off the presses, and we had just done a really good, thorough reaction to the show because I believe Brennan liked it.
Yeah. Mostly positive here.
So, and then Brennan's immediate reaction was, "Look at DC actually renewing liked shows without waiting multiple years."
Yeah.
If only Marvel would do that.
Marvel. Yeah.
We're looking at you, Moon Knight.
We'll eventually get a season 2 or something here. We've gotten season 2 of Loki, and so far
that's it, right?
That's it. Well, yeah, they're the animated shows.
Technically, we're getting Daredevil season 2.
Yeah, but that's not out yet. So
No, that's true. It may not exist, much like many other.
who
things.
knows?
So yeah, Creature Commando season 2. That'll be cool. Do we know when that's coming out yet? I don't.
No. But I think they've
I do have the
started.
internet, so I could look.
I think they've started production on it, if I'm correct. Now that it's been like 6 months since the news has dropped,
Sure.
but I don't know
Let
for
me
sure.
think. Yeah, we don't know anything. The last thing that was posted on Reddit was December 23rd, 2024.
But
So very recent news.
very recent news.
So we
Very
don't know
recent.
much more past that. Christopher Nolan. This is actually really exciting news. Christopher Nolan's next film is officially an adaptation of the Odyssey, a mythic action adventure. I can't read. I'm sorry. A mythic action epic that follows the tale of Odysseus and his 10-year journey home after the Trojan War. It will be starring Tom Holland, Matt Damon, Zendaya, Anne Hathaway, Lupita Nyong'o, Robert Pattinson, and Charlize Theron. So that's Spider-Man 4 will be Odyssey, will be Odyssey, will be the Odyssey. Spider-Man No Way Odyssey.
Yeah, it's like all this stuff about traveling home in the first three. Now we know why.
Exactly. He's finally getting home, and home is apparently somewhere in ancient Greece because I can't remember exactly where that was. Where was he going?
Someone
I can't remember.
pointed out that with this movie, like high school kids in 10 years are gonna be so spoiled when they read like the Odyssey for English class, and like
Oh yeah,
the movie that they'll put on afterwards will be
it will be
that
this.
one.
Yeah, you're right.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
I
I hope for this one. I think I saw somewhere that this is gonna be, and like don't quote me on this
quote
necessarily.
him specifically.
But like that this will be the first movie that is filmed like 100% in IMAX.
Oh wow. Apparently the movie already has an 8.5 on IMDb.
Oh wow,
Not even out yet.
wild. Those podcasters from the future.
Ooh, yeah, we did just say we're
Back.
we're
Giving it
taking
ratings.
these later this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited. I really like Greek mythology. I think it's really interesting. There are a lot of stories that have been beaten to death, but I don't think this is one of them. I have not read the Odyssey, although I have tried
I've read parts of it.
very, very hard. At least the Barnes and Noble edition I have is very, very like written in like very intense prose that my English is not good enough for.
Gotcha.
I say as a native English speaker. But no, it's exciting. It's an interesting cast.
Yeah, and I'm just excited for more Christopher Nolan movies here because I think recently he's been doing
I don't
pretty good.
think I've ever seen a Christopher Nolan movie.
What? There was like the Batman movies that he did, which is like what most people have
I
really.
haven't seen them. I haven't seen any of them. Which you'd think I would at this point, but I have a whole podcast dedicated to superheroes and Star Wars, and I have not seen the Batman movies, like the Batman movies of our generation. So, yeah, but anyway, yeah, that's how it goes. Rotten Tomatoes scores for all the theatrical comic book movies released in 2024. It was very up to date news as we previously. Deadpool and the Wolverine obviously led the pack with 78%. Very, very good movie that everyone loves. There was nothing wrong with it at all.
Nope.
Maybe. The Venom 3, which I forgot came out.
Perfect movie, no problems with it. I'm sure it's a great course for the MCU to be on, and it didn't contribute to any other existing problems in the MCU whatsoever.
Venom 3 came in at a whopping 41%. Again, I haven't seen it, but I heard Matt told me it was a lot of fun. Shout out Matt, our one listener.
Yeah,
the
it
Joker
started off great, and then like towards the end, you were like, "What's going on? These movies are supposed to be fun. Why did it start off fun and then go in this really absurd direction?"
I think we talked about this on this podcast. I don't remember. It's been so long. Joker, the second one, came in at 31%, which is the third highest, which is
that's too high. it should not have been that that
The
high.
Crow, which I was unaware happened. When did that come out?
I was aware that that happened. I just didn't have any interest in
Is it DC?
watching it. Um, I don't know who owns the Crow. It doesn't tie into any like DC or Marvel extended universes here. It was just a one-off. I heard it was worse than the original. So
The original? There was an original?
yeah, like
Oh, 1990.
several
It's the
years ago,
fifth
I'm
film
pretty
in the
sure.
franchise.
Huh?
It's the
That can't
fifth
be.
film. Oh, it's a reboot. It's weird. Okay, it's just a 1989 comic book series. I don't think there's any affiliation.
Yeah, probably not.
No, it's released by Caliber Press. So
Nice.
I didn't know there were 5 of the Crow movies, but there are, and this one was garbage, but not as garbage as Craven the Hunter, which
I
you reviewed.
Yeah, I liked Craven the Hunter kind of. It was not a good movie at all.
Hence
And
the
there were parts of
15%.
it that were just bad, no redeeming qualities, not even fun to watch in an ironic way. But there were other parts of the movie that were so much fun to watch in an ironic way.
Would
Yeah,
you watch it again?
yeah, probably not.
And then coming in and last at a whopping 11% with Madam Web.
Now
One of
that's
the
the
worst
best.
movies I've ever watched, but god damn it, it was so fun.
That's the best one. That should be a lot higher on the list. I actually think if I had to rank all these movies, Madam Web would be number one, absolutely. Then Deadpool and Wolverine would be number two, kind of by default because it was actually
It was
a
actually a good movie, yeah.
yeah, like a good movie that you could watch, even though it did have, some problems here. It was still a very enjoyable watch for the vast majority, and that opening scene was fantastic.
Oh yeah, one of the
Um,
best of all
and
time.
then I'd say probably Venom and Craven are tough because they kind of have the same problems. I'd say Venom, then Craven, then I'd say the Crow just because I haven't seen it, and that's a
It
one
says
of
a
the
lot about the Joker.
in favor, yeah. And then Joker 2 in the bottom slot, just because I really did not like any part of
Yeah.
that movie.
Yeah, I mean, you can go back and listen to our podcast about the Madam Web movie. It's just so much fun. God, I love that movie.
Yes.
But I don't think I'd ever watch it again. It was just so much
No,
fun to watch the one time, and I'll never
yeah.
watch it again. But damn it, it was fun.
Fair enough, yeah.
Oh, it was so good. It was so good. It was so bad, actually. But that is how I came to love Isabel Merced. She's a phenomenal actress. She just happened
Oh,
to be in
cool.
that terrible movie. She's actually gotten real big lately because she's been in Last of Us season 2. So
Oh, wait. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's her. Yeah.
Crazy.
And Sydney Sweeney's also there, but she's not a good actress. From
Oh,
what I've heard
what?
about the movie she's been in, she's not that good of an actress. But
Oh,
she draws crowds, mostly men. But
I I've seen mostly positive stuff about her acting. I don't think I've seen a lot of
really,
movies she's been in.
I
I
haven't
I
either. Just
think
the one, and she was
maybe
fine in Madam
only
Web.
uh Adam Webb, but like she seems from what I've seen someone who like cares about movies and the characters she
Sure,
plays and stuff because like there was a lot of research she did for whichever of the Spider and then she played in
yeah, I
Madam
don't remember
Web.
who she played.
She was like, hey, in the comics the character does this, is there a way for me to do this in the movie here? And the creators or whatever were like, what are you talking about? I have no idea who these characters are. So like there was a lot of very comic accurate stuff that her character did in the movie that wasn't planned and was only because she uh
Like knew about it from the
yeah it was only because of like her insistence to get some like comic accurate or referential stuff in there that it did. And there's like a horror movie that
That's what I heard she wasn't great in. I guess that was the only one. Yeah.
Really, because I had heard that that movie was like not gonna get made at all, and then she like went out of her way to like save the movie and like
Okay. Hmm.
pour a bunch
Maybe I'm
of
just relying too much on one person's opinion.
in there.
I don't remember who that person is because that
Yeah.
was like right after Madam Web. So
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll
Fair enough.
see.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I know about her. So
Yeah. I love Isabel Merced. That's what we could take out of this conversation.
nice.
Yeah.
And just switching gears completely, like everyone who was in the Last of Us Part 2 did a really great job. I did
Yes.
not
Okay.
like The Last of Us season 2 almost
Really? Okay.
at all. The story felt so much weaker than this season 1, and it felt like because season 1 was such a hit, they were like, we need to make as many seasons as possible
Yeah.
as quickly as we can.
I couldn't have been that
Um,
quickly because it's been 2 years
and
since the first season. It's gonna be 2 years till the next
yeah,
season.
yeah, I don't know exactly who decided this, but like they had the first game that was all within one season, a lot of time and effort and attention to the story, et cetera, et cetera. Last of Us Part 2, they decided to break up into 3 seasons.
Interesting.
So we're like a third of the way through whatever story now. And if this rate continues, we won't finish it till like 2029, but it just felt so unsatisfying. Coming from someone who like loved season 1 so much, I just did not care for season 2 at all. But
Right.
I'll always have season 1. So
Were you one of the people who played the games? Because I know my
Nope.
friends who have played the games really love both seasons. So I don't. Maybe it's like very accurate to the story. Maybe just the story's not as good that they have the part of the story they're at. I don't know. So
maybe so.
it's interesting when it's based off a video game because you only have like so much creative liberty before the fans start to hate you because video game fans very passionate. So I mean, just like comic book fans. I mean, you stray too much, and the comic book fans maybe a little bit more toxically or like very angry about it. So.
Yeah, and I would be interested to see how like season 2 compares to the second game because like there was a very clear story in season 1, very clear, self-contained or whatever, and almost in season 2, it seems like they're trying to like undo some specific weight of what happened in season 1. And I don't know if that's a carryover from the game here or if the creator just wanted to move in a different direction.
Yeah. Interesting. I always like when people have different opinions in the general audience because then it adds, it gives different perspectives to me, especially someone who hasn't watched either season or played the game. So it makes me a little bit more intrigued to go watch the show because I mean people who love it, they love it. Maybe I'll love it, maybe not, but I like hearing different opinions. So
sweet.
Next piece of news: Batman 2 has been delayed until October 1st, 2027, which feels like a long time from now, but we'll be here faster than we expect because it's already May.
Spoiler alert, though, I think it may have gotten delayed again, even more so after this, or maybe this was the last delayed and a delay, and it was delayed more beforehand. I can't remember, but I do know there's been a lot of talk about it being postponed and still not having a script. So if there's any more news you see about it there, we can either update.
Yeah, we'll update as we go.
Yeah.
So stay tuned, folks. Don't cut the podcast here. Because you cut the podcast here, and you're going to be giving out this information from 5 months ago.
We are almost out of 2024. We're so close. We're so close, you guys. Just hang on.
So close. We're on December 29th in terms of news. Oh, I forgot this show happened too.
Huh?
I forgot this show happened too. I haven't watched this either.
Spider-Man?
Yeah, I completely forgot about it.
Yep. There's a lot of news here about like, Spider-Man show coming out soon. Here's the release schedule. Here are the episodes. Here are the characters or whatever. We can almost skip past
You want to just skip past that? Have you watched
all
it?
of it. I watched like the first episode and it was
What do you think?
and it was actually pretty good. I didn't really like the animation style all
Yeah.
that much.
It's the same as uh that other show I don't watch. What If, right?
Yes, yes. No, it was not even that animation style. It was like it was like a mesh almost between like the What If style and like a classic uh 2D
Interesting.
animation. Yeah, it was a little bit odd. Like it wasn't bad, and if I was like 12 years old, I probably would have liked this show a lot. But I watched the first episode or so, thought like, hey, this is pretty interesting, and then never watched it again. So
That's how it goes. That's how it goes. So yeah, anytime I'll see that, we'll skip past that. So I'll just skip
okay,
down
okay.
to the next one. Jason Momoa
Sounds good.
has been officially cast as Lobo in Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow in theaters June 26th, 2026. 2026. Are they? You know what? I believe in James Gunn. I believe this.
It has already finished filming.
Oh wow. Okay. So
Yep,
just
yep.
that's a lot of effects then that they're doing then.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And
Well,
I mean,
unless they're just finishing it and then just doing what
Yeah.
Marvel does and doing not what Marvel does and just like kind of shelving it until like it's ready to come out and needs
yeah,
to
yeah, exactly. They're giving it time for all the editing to take place because
Bless.
there was another movie. I think it was Doomsday that was supposed to release at like a
Yes,
similar time for that, and Doomsday had only just started filming.
that's right. Yeah, because we got that whole and that's the next piece of news. This is just coming up, right? They just recently did that like announcement thing with all
Yeah,
the chairs. When was
the
that? Was that March?
chairs. That was so stupid.
February?
I was like, oh, there's an
When was that?
announcement. And like I joined the live stream and it was just like a still image of chairs and then just
And then
every
it
like
pans out
half an hour they would zoom out and
Robert
like I
Downey.
didn't even watch
It was like 8 hours.
yeah,
8 hour stream.
it was ridiculous.
Yeah, and then Robert Downey Jr. was just there at the end because we all know he's Doom. See, that would have been more. That would have been cooler had they not like leaked that he was being Doom
Yeah, yeah.
or that he was coming back at all. Like if they had just like not announced that a couple years ago, it was D23 or Comic-Con or whatever,
Something
and
like
we
that.
just found that out. We were like, but like we don't care. It's just
Yep.
like cool. We know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So was now this next piece of news. Was he part of that announcement? I don't think he was.
I don't think so, and I think it was later confirmed that
He
he
being
would
Charlie Cox, sorry.
not be in the movie. Yeah, sorry. So, uh, Charlie Cox, the actor who plays Daredevil in the MCU, it was rumored he would be in Doomsday. I don't think he is.
What are the Jimmys trading out? What does that mean? What the fuck? What does that even?
I don't know. Yep, that whole rumor was according to the gym he's been training at.
Okay. Which he's not, and as far as I can remember, he's not one of the ones
Yeah,
casted. I'm sure we'll get to that announcement, but
I don't think so. And
That's
then
not- that's not.
there's something that was deleted too, so I don't know what that was.
Cowgirl Road. I don't know. Something with Zach Braff. Oh, it was community. I think it was community related, but clearly it's not.
Oh yeah,
I was just
it
looking at the
was.
comments.
It was about the Community movie. There was a tweet with good news about the Community movie release date. That tweet
Which has now been deleted.
So that's not a good sign.
No, I think it's I remember Joe McHale came out and said that like it's his fault they have to delay it because he's on tour or something like that.
Yep.
Which is fine. I mean, and I get that, and I know Childish Gambino was on tour too. So I mean,
Yeah.
Look, these are popular people, and they're in other TV shows now. And I know his new Childish Gambino just came out with a new record this year, and it's a pretty good record if I do say so myself. But like it's hard to get an ensemble cast like that who's gone off to do bigger and better things to come back and do something. So
Yeah.
as long as we get it at some point, I don't care.
Yeah, and it's
I'm not holding my breath.
Because I was like, oh, we haven't been waiting for that long, and I went and looked back, and the original news was announced in 2022.
Yeah, it's been a
So
while.
it's been like 3 years. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, it kind of has been a
It's been
little
a
bit.
minute, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Everyone's busy. I get it. Just
Mhm.
give me the movie at some point. I'm not gonna hold my breath.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just kind of come down some because a lot of this news is just, a little old and
A
outdated
little.
now. Yeah, yeah.
What about the Switch 2? The Switch 2 is happening,
The Switch 2, yeah.
and like the price point's ridiculous.
Oh, it's
I think the game's supposed to be like $100 or something, or like $90. I think like 89.99 for the little tiny little cartridge.
Yeah.
No, that's for the digital game. It's supposed to be 89.99. I think the cartridge is supposed to be like 100 or something like that. It's crazy.
It's not quite that expensive, I don't think.
Well, I
There
saw
was,
rumors that it was supposed to be like
yeah,
really expensive. Maybe that's just the Mario game. That's supposed to be 89.99. I don't.
maybe.
I don't know, but
I'm not
a lot of cool stuff has come with that. One of them being the new Mario game. It's like an open world racing game, which is kind of cool.
sure.
Um, I probably won't get a Switch 2 for a while because they're supposed to
Yeah.
be really expensive.
Yes.
And I just got a Switch, so
I was hoping I'd be able to get one soon, and then I moved, and all my money is now gone. So,
well, yeah, me too. But
yeah.
um,
Uh,
apparently we learned the Russo brothers are going to be back.
yes,
I
yes,
didn't
yes.
know that. I think that's relatively new from the last time we
Yeah.
recorded.
And this next tweet is pretty interesting if you'd like to read it.
Is that about the Russo brothers or the next one?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the Russo brothers say for a while they couldn't figure out an idea for Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. They then called writer Stephen McFeely about returning, who said, fuck no, absolutely not, and hung up. The next morning he called back. We ended up stumbling upon an idea that activated all of us. So they have an idea finally, which is probably why it keeps getting pushed back, or
Yeah.
why it kept getting pushed back. But
Like,
they wrote that script pretty fucking fast.
yeah, that sounds like promising news because for a
Yeah.
writer who was like, absolutely no way will I do this under any conditions here, basically, and
And then
then calling back and like, I have an idea, that could be good. And I know that Kevin Feige has been like, oh, quality over quantity now. Um, yeah, but like Thunderbolts, I'll say like is
That's
like
true.
the first movie since then, and Thunderbolts was excellent.
Yeah, I've heard really good things. I need to go
So
see it. I just haven't.
so if that continues here, that's pretty promising. However, there's been like no build up to Doomsday or Secret Wars at all,
No.
hardly.
Well,
Um,
maybe kind of a little,
maybe,
but like
maybe.
nothing like Infinity War.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, I don't know how much faith or whatever to put in that.
Look, the Russo brothers did magnificent work with no buildup to the second paintball episode.
Yes,
And that was a great 2-part episode. So I have faith.
absolutely.
They were able
Okay,
to do
okay.
fistful of paintballs. I think they can do it again. No.
Mhm.
Yeah. So far, 2025 for Marvel's been good so far. I mean,
Yep.
Daredevil was great. At
Daredevil
least
was
what I had watched of it was really good. And
Mhm.
I've heard good reviews about it. I know some people are being weird about it, but whatever. And
Sure.
then Thunderbolts has been really good. So
Yep.
far, the 2 for 2 this year. They have Ironheart supposedly coming in like next week, I think.
I think I thought it
Is
was
it July or is it June?
It's June. I thought it was towards the end of
I
June.
thought it was
It's
the beginning of June.
the news, I'm sure, is somewhere down in the scroll here.
Probably. June. Okay, yeah, June 24th, 2025. Okay,
Okay.
but okay, even still, it's coming up in a month.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited for it. Will I watch it? Who knows? But it just depends on where I am mentally. But so far, so good for Marvel in 2025. A lot better than a 2024 than they had.
Yeah.
Well, I guess other than Deadpool and Wolverine, but were their
Okay.
last 3 projects a hit?
And I mean, yeah, because there were a lot of shows that released in 2024. I don't remember all of them. I
Oh,
remember that
that's right. Was
Agatha All Along, I think, was
that was, I
pretty much.
enjoyed Agatha
Yeah,
all along.
same,
So I
same.
thought that was really good. I think the general public was just kind of like a mixed bag.
Liked it. Yeah, probably. I mean,
Um,
that's almost
that's true. It
always
doesn't
with,
matter what it is. I mean, it could be the
yeah.
greatest thing ever made, and people will be like, "Oh, this actually sucks."
Yeah.
So, um, yeah. So far so good for Marvel on the 2025 front. Hopefully that goes to continue. Maybe they start building up some stuff. Who knows?
Yep.
Um,
The next piece of relevant news here is Doctor Strange 3 and Shang-Chi 2 will reportedly begin filming in 2026.
yeah. Okay.
I don't believe
Okay.
that
All right.
whatsoever.
Cool. I guess. I don't. Who cares? When did Strange come out? When did Strange 2 come out? 22.
I think so.
And when did Strange 1 come out? 29. So we're only 17. So that's 5 years between movies. We're gonna another 5 years between movies again. I mean, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's just they can't make me care.
It just it doesn't give me faith that there's any kind of like overarching plan.
No,
Whatever. Yeah.
no. No, but I am excited for Shang-Chi. That again, it's unfortunate we've had to wait this long because when did that come out? 22? Or was it 21? I can't remember.
I don't remember that.
I can't remember which.
I think 2020.
I like how we keep trying to guess instead of actually looking.
Yeah. Anything I say will be a
2020. Okay, so that came out in 21.
Okay.
So that at that point when they film it, when they start filming, it will have been 5 years since we've seen him.
Yeah.
5.
Because like he has not appeared in any other live
Nothing.
action projects at all, which has been
Nothing.
really
And he
sad.
could have been incorporated into Daredevil.
Oh. Also,
are you about to spoil something for me?
No, I'm trying to think if this is a spoiler or this is kind of a spoiler.
And Multiverse of Madness did come out in 22. So it's again from when they start filming, 4 years since we've seen him. Because he's been in nothing else either.
I'm trying to decide if this counts as a spoiler or not.
Just say it. I'm not going to remember
Better
it.
not say it. Okay, so throughout some of the recent movies here, which I don't know if you've no, because
the only things I haven't seen are the new stuff in 2025. The only thing, and a Secret Invasion. I didn't watch that either. But
you've seen the new Captain America.
Yes, that I did see.
Yes.
Oh, did that come out this year too?
That did come out this year.
That was really good. I enjoyed that.
I didn't.
I know it's a mixed bag. I completely forgot that came out this year.
That's what we should talk about. That's what we should be doing here.
Talking about.
No, that's fine. Yeah,
we haven't talked about that, have we?
For me, the actor who played Sam Wilson did amazing, like incredible.
Oh, Anthony Mackie, yeah, he's always been. He's.
I just didn't like the story at all. It was another
let's go. Forget about the news for a second. Yeah, let's focus on. I completely forgot about that movie. Yeah. I went and saw it by myself. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So my biggest issue with the movie was the pacing.
Yeah, awful pacing.
It was good until like the final 30 minutes, because then it just sped up. It needed another hour.
Yeah, and the thing that also bugged me is the whole movie was like, oh, the leader has done something to the president. What's he done? What's going on? What's going to happen?
Oh my god! Yeah, the way they dealt with that was bullshit too.
With the president, and it's like literally in the trailer, like the first thing that's revealed in the trailer is like, oh, Harrison Ford is the Red Hulk.
Yes.
And then the movie treated it like some big mystery. You don't find out until the last 15 minutes of the movie. And then the scene that was in all the trailers was just the end fight scene of the movie. And it's come on.
The way they advertised it, they went wrong. They did it wrong. They gave the reveal. They should have really, in the trailer, they shouldn't have hinted at it at all, really. If they've hinted at anything, maybe should have been the leader a little bit more. Because and that was such an intriguing storyline. And then they just the leader gave himself up.
Yeah.
What the fuck? He did all this stuff to get out of where he was, and had such an intriguing storyline up until that point. And then he's just nope, that's it. I'll give up.
Yep.
Why? And then, like you said, the last 15 minutes, that's it. The last 15 minutes when we saw Red Hulk, and he went berserk twice in those 15 minutes. And I really enjoyed it. despite the pacing, because that was really what killed the movie. It was the pacing.
Yeah.
It was just so they could have either moved it faster at the beginning or just slowed everything at the end down. I would have sat there for 3 hours. I wouldn't have cared.
Yeah, it was just the pacing, and like I also just think that they needed a tighter story.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I like
They almost tried to do too much.
there were
Kind of like
a lot of good elements there. I think it was just
you
at the end it was too disconnected.
you could tell it they had to reshoot a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Because that was the biggest problem we had heard going into that movie was they had to reshoot everything like till months before the movie came out.
yeah.
Like a few months, like not even a lot. Like it was weird. I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd rewatch it.
Like end of the day, if I had a choice, I would have made this into a television show and The Falcon and the Winter Soldier into a movie. I think that would have made a much better movie,
And this
and
was supposed
would
to
have made
be.
a
Was this,
much better television show.
wasn't this supposed to be a TV show?
No,
No.
I don't.
No,
I,
the first one was supposed to be a movie. That's what it was, and then they made it a TV show.
yes. Yep.
Right.
Yep. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I mean,
yeah.
like I said, they try to fit too much into it, kind of like they did with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They try to fit too much into it,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it just didn't work. And hopefully, and I forgot about that. I guess Marvel hasn't had a fantastic 2025 because that also had mixed reviews. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I think you're right. I think not Sam Wilson. What the hell is his name? Anthony Mackie deserved better. It's a first movie. Deserved better for a first movie. But I still think he did a phenomenal job. I think everyone involved did a really good job. It's just
Yeah.
I am interested to see because I haven't seen Thunderbolts yet. How they kind of incorporate Bucky being a politician now into Thunderbolts. So I guess I'll have to see how that goes. God, I didn't see that damn movie. I was gonna go opening night and I just didn't for some reason. I should have gone because I'd seen the last 3 on opening. The last 2 Marvel movies on opening night.
Oh wow.
I missed this one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thunderbolts, highly recommend that.
Wait, well, how did that have anything to do with Doctor Shang-Chi?
So the reason I wanted to bring it up is because in that Captain America movie, there's this like suggestion or whatever put forth to him is like, hey, you should remake the Avengers. And like that's kind of an idea that like there'll be a new Avengers team and it'll have him at the helm here. The rumor is that like now off screen between that movie and Avengers Doomsday, Sam Wilson has created a new Avengers, and that team is comprised of himself, the new Falcon, and then also Shang-Chi, Captain Marvel, Smart Hulk, and Wong. And if you remember, those last 4 were all the people who were in the Shang-Chi post-credit scene.
Oh yeah.
So
okay.
I don't know if that was planned from the start. I want to say that was not planned from the start because Marvel hasn't really put a lot of stuff in here. But it is kind of funny how that worked, that like almost his entire team just happened to be the group that was all talking together at the end of that movie. And I'm interested to see if like moving forward they like change how that timeline is. So the events of Shang-Chi take place after Captain America 4.
Right. I don't know if that's so much unplanned or like back planning. Like they're just like, okay, who can we make the new Avengers? And they're like, well, we have this post credit scene. Like, oh, okay, there you go.
Yep.
So it'll
Maybe
make them
so.
look better, look like they planned it, but it's just them being like, oh,
Yeah.
we have the scene. Oh, perfect.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
we'll
And
see.
and it also is kind of funny because it's like all the big names
Yeah,
that
that
are
that are left. Yeah,
left over now. Yeah.
yeah. God, what a
Um.
sad sack Avengers team. No offense to any of them. Really, the
Yeah.
only one who like the only one who deserves to be there. Well, two, because if you include Wong, I think Wong should be there, and like Captain Marvel, Wong, and
Yeah.
Sam should be there. But
Yeah. And it's like I like all of that. Like I mean I do think
I guess Smart Hulk too. But I don't
yeah
love Smart.
I do think it is a pretty good team, all things considered here, but it's also like
We've got
I
nothing
wish we could have seen them interact more before like the ultimate like
yeah,
Avengers
because we had
Doomsday movie because
three.
it's it's just like what if there was like an Iron Man movie and like a Captain America movie and whatever, and we don't see them like hardly interact at all until like Avengers Infinity
Infinity
War.
War.
And that's
Yeah,
like the first time
yeah, that'd be
you
weird.
see
So
an
they
Avengers
had three
movie.
movies, right? They had Avengers 1, 2, and Civil War.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, that's
So
weird. I don't
yeah,
know. They're clearly no plan. They're just kind of backtracking and filling in gaps. But
yep. Yes. So just very odd. And, like I don't know if that's what the team will actually end up being or not. I guess we'll find out
yeah,
in Avengers Doomsday. But like also with Captain Marvel, it's like yeah, it would be great to be included, but I thought the whole point of like the Marvels movie is like now she's like
yeah,
on a team with well, I guess it would just be Kamala because uh
oh, that's
Monica's
right.
with the X-Men.
That's right. In
Um
a different time, which I have not been addressed at all. Probably
it
won't be.
it'll be addressed in Doomsday, I think, or is it
Oh God, I hope so.
Secret Wars? Because there's like one of those no, it is Doomsday because like in the
Which one comes first? Is it Doomsday or is it
yes, yeah.
okay?
Because like in Doomsday they've actually talked about it being basically the Avengers versus the X-Men. So
I wonder if it's gonna be like God, what's that? God, I used to know so much about comic books during the pandemic because I would like watch videos about it.
yeah,
The Convergence. I don't know. There's like one where like the
yeah,
universes start like come bumping into each other and like destroying
yep,
each other. That's how Secret Wars kind of happens, but I don't remember. It's
Convergence,
been
yeah,
too long. I forgot Fantastic Four comes out this year too,
yeah.
which
We're
probably comes up
pretty
further down. But
close to that.
yeah, July 25th. So 2 months. We in a month we get Ironheart, in 2 months we get Fantastic Four, and I
Yep.
think that's it for Marvel this year. No,
I mean, we'll have some more shows. Oh, yeah, because we have Wonder Man that's supposed to release end of
oh that's right. I forgot about
this
that
year.
entirely because they've done
I
such
don't.
a shit job at it
Yeah,
at advertising that. Yeah, there's something about that in here somewhere. We'll get to that,
yeah, yeah.
but yeah, Shang
Um,
Chi and Doctor Strange 3 filming next year, maybe,
yeah.
probably. Who knows?
Speaking of things that probably aren't gonna happen maybe ever here.
Yes.
Voice recording for Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse still hasn't started. Now I think
As
it
of
hasn't
January
started.
17th. I
Yeah,
don't know if that's still the case, but dear God. Yeah, that because
even though
remember how fast they had that thing coming out? We did that episode with RJ, remember? And we're like, yeah, this movie's supposed to come out like later this year, like the next one, and then nothing had been started yet.
yeah, with
Uh,
crazy.
Sony's a mess.
Yeah,
We figured, you figured once you get, the really shit live action out of the way, they'd be able to do that. No, they can't even do this. So God, Disney needs Spider-Man so badly. They just need to buy it. Not that they'll do any better with it, but
I mean I I'm honestly the opinion that Disney should not
never touch it.
buy Spider-Man here. Not that they shouldn't touch just because we cannot make Disney all powerful here. We just we just cannot.
I guess so. Yeah, but Sony's not doing a good job. They are.
No,
We did.
no.
We all watched
I mean,
the first two Venom movies. They've all been. Actually, I haven't seen Morbius or Crack or the Craven, but still, we saw the Rotten Tomatoes from like an hour ago.
it's just so odd because Sony did so good with like Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. It's like for animation, generally they're pretty good
They've
here.
been good, yeah.
But
Just can't get it together
for
right now.
anything live action, it's just so bad unless you get so bad it's good, like Madam Web, but mostly it's just so bad.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows what they're doing. They're starting to fumble shit on the animation side now. And I don't know if it's them, I don't know if it's the actors, because the one actor he's fucking weird. The guy who plays Miles Morales.
Oh, yeah.
I know he like makes like all of his female guest like co-stars like really uncomfortable, and yeah, he's just
Something
like an overall
that, yeah.
weird dude.
Yeah.
So
I don't know a lot about all that
me,
here.
I've just heard. I've just
I've
listened
seen
to that
some.
a couple times. It's just
Yeah, it's like I've seen some comments where I'm like, no.
not a yeah. So maybe that's it. Maybe they're I don't know. But anyway,
Maybe.
Benedict Cumberbatch has revealed that he will not be in Doctor Strange. Oh, sorry, that Doctor Strange will be absent from the Avengers Doomsday because he does not align with the story. I don't know
There
what that
was
means.
this, and then there was something else where I think maybe he came in and said he was, and then he came out with something else where he was like, I am not commenting on whether or not I'm in here or not. So like,
Was he on? Was he a chair? Was his chair there? Was Doctor? I don't remember. I'm sure it'll be down here
We'll get to
somewhere.
that.
John Bernthal has been cast in Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey.
Yep. So that's
Do you remember Brennan when I used to put when I used to take notes and I'd like organize everything?
Yep.
We'd get all the Odyssey news done and all the Marvel news done. Days of the past.
Now we
back
go
when we had time during the
back and forth. Yeah. Back when we had time.
Free jobs. It's funny. What I heard really something really funny today. Post truth. We are post truth. And that was pre-truth. Now that we're post truth, no notes.
Something like that here.
But yeah, so that's cool. He's got the physique of Greek guy. He's a big man.
Mm-hmm. Oh
He's
yeah,
a big strong man.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I can definitely see him playing an ancient Greek, anything really. A warrior, a god, doesn't matter. Sounds good. Now he doesn't look ancient. He's very modern face. So, it'll be like, oh yeah, John Bernthal in an ancient Greek movie. It was weird when he was in Ford versus Ferrari because he doesn't have a face from the 50s either. Or 60s.
Yeah, like because I watched that movie and he showed up and I was like, the Punisher?
Yeah, he great actor. Really enjoy him.
Oh yeah.
However, very weird choices for period pieces. But he's a good actor, and that's really all that matters.
Yep. The next actual news we have is for Armor Wars. I bet you forgot.
I forgot about Armor Wars. Yes.
You remember when it was supposed to be
it was supposed to be a TV show
sequel to Secret Invasion? It was supposed to release pretty shortly after Secret Invasion.
Yes.
And then it was just indefinitely postponed.
Yes. So the news here, the film is on hold. Will likely release after Secret Wars. And instead of Secret Invasion, that's what the secret. That's the secret. Yeah. The story will be entirely different from the original pitch. And the script is being rewritten due to the backlash from, I could have just looked down, from Secret Invasion because I haven't seen it. I heard it's awful. I watched episode 1, I think.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah. I feel bad.
Trying to think of some redeeming qualities for it. I can't. I think
sit down and like hate watch it and just like see how bad it is.
I think
even at the time you recommended, I don't do that.
Yeah, because it was like the season finale had like a 13% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Almost as bad as Madam Web.
Yeah. It was just ridiculous. Like
wow. Was that 2024?
It wasn't even bad in like a fun way. It was just you just watched it and it was like bad.
Was that in 2024? Was that part of their bad year?
No,
it was mid 2023 apparently.
Wow.
I can't believe it's been almost 2 years since that movie.
It was
It had a
around.
budget of $212 million.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
And there's like one scene in that show where you watch it and you're like, I know where all of the money went now, and it's not even that good. Oh, oh, yeah. I actually do remember some memes or whatever from when that show was out and people were reacting to it. And and they were like, okay, okay, so Samuel L. Jackson's salary for this movie must have been $200 million, and they
Yeah.
only had 12 million to make the episode, so it's its own explanation.
Dude, I'm looking at the Rotten Tomato scores, and they just over time they just kept going down.
Yeah. What's it at now?
Oh my god!
What?
The last episode's at 7%.
7% now? Yeah,
7%.
that makes sense.
Critics consensus: a huge miscalculation in emphasizing brawn over brain. This finale is so misjudged that most MCU fans will want to keep it a secret from the collective memory. Wow,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
bad.
Very bad show. Very bad show.
Book of Boba Fett is at 66% on Rotten Tomato. What the hell? Why is it that high? All right, I'm leaving Rotten Tomatoes. It's made me.
Okay.
Why is it that high? Anyway, sorry. So yeah, so Secret Invasion, bad. Armor
Yeah.
Wars, not going off that anymore.
Mhm.
When will we see the
Oh.
return of well, he was in a couple movies, right? Recently.
I
He was in Captain America, no?
He was in the show.
No, but he was not like for like 12 seconds, was he not in it?
He was in the I don't remember about the Captain America movie.
Oh, I thought he was in it for like a second. Don
He
Cheadle.
might have been. No, I don't think so.
Brave New World. Where's the cast button? Here's the cast button. No, I guess not.
Okay.
I thought he was.
Um,
I thought I saw him in
there's
an adder.
some. Our next piece of news is actually related to the theme parks.
Do not get me started down this rabbit hole.
Okay.
Honestly, I'd rather skip this. To be
Okay.
we've already spent too much time here. Because we're still in January.
Yes, yes, we are. Okay.
I will go on a month-long rabbit hole. We will not finish this episode ever. Oh
We
my
will
god, the amount of stuff that they're
skip
doing
the
in Disney
theme park
World
news.
is okay. No, we'll save that for a different episode. Like if you
Okay,
want to
okay.
do a whole episode just about that. Oh no, I'm so mad at Disney. No, we'll be skipping.
Okay. Okay. Save the theme park news for its own
Oh my
episode
god.
here.
No, Brendan, you do not. No, we do not want to go down that rabbit hole right now.
Okay. Okay.
Next piece of news is that. Well, the next relevant piece of news is that a new Star Wars comic confirms that Darth Vader went back to Tatooine and killed Watto, which is cool.
It was also later revealed in that same comic series that Watto actually survived.
Ah,
Why he
bastard.
survived, I don't know.
They all survived. Darth Maul survived getting cut in half. Everyone lives. No one dies. That's why the Palpatine survived somehow.
Yep.
And
Yep.
returned. Not only did he survive, he returned.
Oh yeah. There were a lot of
except
memes
Vader.
when it,
Anakin's the only one who's died and stayed dead.
when it
And
was
Han.
revealed that Watto had survived, there were a ton of memes of like somehow Watto has returned. All over the timeline.
Oh, Watto. What a dick. Also, racist. Watto's racist.
Yeah.
Watto was a racist depiction.
There were these streams that Disney Plus had for Star Wars where it was just all their live action Star Wars content in one continuous stream and mostly chronological order. It was great to have on in like the background, after day work, like
they included
vacuuming. Huh?
They included the Book of Boba Fett too.
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
Like I'd be vacuuming downstairs and like I'd like have it on or doing whatever, and it was great. But with that being a feature, I watched Star Wars Episode 1, Star Wars Episode 2 for the first time in like a while here, and I forgot how offensive Watto as a character is.
Yeah, he's pretty racist.
Like,
pretty racist.
How did that get made?
Them and
Is
the
my
Nemoidians.
question. Huh?
The Trade Federation too. They're racist depictions of Asian people.
Yeah, it's so much of it is like so incredibly like problematic where like it's you just watch it and I cannot imagine anyone feeling good while watching it. It's like especially how they changed Otto for episode 2. They just made him worse.
Yeah. Well, and they like at least with them, at least Watto's species, they like kind of backed off of it during the Clone Wars. I feel like they almost doubled down on the Nemoidians.
Yeah, there's so much I don't even know how to explain it. I don't even know. I just wanted to call that out. And also, uh, Disney Plus, add the Star Wars stream back. Where did it go? Why is it gone? And also
Probably because it's not May the 5th anymore.
add a Marvel one. You know what? That might be
That
right.
would be awesome.
Like,
could you imagine, dude? I'd never leave my house.
There's so much Marvel content, especially now that like Daredevil and whatever is canon again. Although I'm not sure if someone looking for some lighthearted superhero action wants to turn on his stream and be hit with Jessica Jones season 1.
Dude, that shit is so hard to watch, but it's so good.
Oh yeah, it's so good. Like
Kristen Ritter, if she didn't win an Emmy for her role, it's a travesty. She was so good.
Like, and it's
Did she?
one of my favorite seasons of like superheroes television in general because it's so brutal and like so honest. But it's just like that's not good for like casual.
It's not your brain. Your brain will not like it.
But yeah, they should add one for some of the
awards and nominations. Did she even? Okay, yeah. Okay, so she won Performer of the Week for 2015. She won International TV Actress for Glamour Awards and the Webby Awards for Special Achievement Best Actress.
Okay.
She was nominated for a bunch of Saturn Awards for Jessica Jones and the Defenders. So she's at least, Oh, and she was nominated for Teen Choice Award for Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23, which is a phenomenal show. I love that show. And it's back on I think it was on Amazon Prime. So
I
never watched it. Very good.
Season 1 at one point. I don't know if I ever watched.
It's more of the same. Season 2. Yeah.
Past that, huh?
Season 2 is more of the same.
All right, cool.
Good, just a good show. James Vandermeek's really good in it too.
Sick.
But anyway, off topic.
I'm gonna skip.
Yeah, just skip to where you want to go
to. Irrelevant news. The Russo brothers have reportedly signed a deal with Marvel Studios to oversee multiple new projects, including an X-Men film. That's pretty interesting. If that ever happens, yeah.
Would you want the Russo brothers to kind of do a kind of like what what's his name is doing over at DC?
What do you mean? Oh,
I can't remember his name. James Gunn.
Yeah, just
would you kind of want something similar from the Russo brothers in the Marvel realm? Just kind of have like one person kind of oversee. I know we kind of have Kevin Feige, but I've lost faith in him.
Yeah.
Would you want the Russo brothers kind of do something similar, or
probably not the Russo brothers? I feel like they've had some stuff that's been great, but also some stuff that hasn't been as good.
In Marvel.
Just with characters, not necessarily with projects as a whole, but with like Endgame and Infinity War, for example, there was like very specific stuff that James Gunn was doing with Guardians of the Galaxy, and the Russo brothers were like, screw it, we'll make these guys like the funny joke characters and have that kind of be the majority here. And then when James Gunn came back for Volume 3, he's like, okay, now I have to change all of my plans.
Right.
Not like necessarily all, but like just it's just like I'd want someone who is more of a cohesive vision here.
Gotcha.
But someone would be great. The Russo brothers probably not my top choice necessarily, but let's see how.
What about me?
Secret Wars and Doomsday goes. You? Yes.
I did it.
Yes. Approved.
Okay.
Hired.
It will be interesting to see because they're what they did with Endgame and because I think they may have done a movie before Endgame and Infinity War. I want to say they did Civil War.
I don't remember.
but I think they're good at team up movies. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see what they do both with Doomsday and then whatever else they have going
Yep.
on, Doomsday and Secret Wars.
Yep.
I'm a little hesitant with X-Men, kind of for the same reason that you say, because they're gonna inevitably pick the comic relief. They might pick a character who's not necessarily known for that. Like, what if Magneto was a comic relief? That'd be really weird. So I'm interested. I'm a little skeptical, but
Yep.
yeah, we'll see what happens. Maybe
Cool.
probably nothing because it's just Marvel doesn't do anything anymore. So
The next piece of news here, Agatha All Along is not returning for season 2, which
makes
isn't
sense.
too much of a surprise because it's like the same creator for WandaVision, and they were actually approached for doing a WandaVision season 2, and they said absolutely not. Like, I'm only doing season 1s here. But Agatha All Along was kind of a
See, yeah,
season 2 for WandaVision, and the creator has already expressed interest in continuing a lot of the arcs from Agatha All Along in like a separate series.
which would be fine.
So,
Yeah, that
yeah.
would be fine with me. I mean,
And also allegedly the actor who played Wiccan has signed a deal with Marvel Studios to like
okay.
continue playing the character for future projects. So like we can't say exactly what's happening here, but there still is hope for all these arcs being continued.
Yeah, and they did a really good job continuing Agatha's arc from season 1 or
Yeah.
WandaVision.
Yeah. Season
It's
1.
basically season 2 to WandaVision. I know there's a lot of mixed reviews online. I really liked Agatha All Along. I thought it was really well done. I think it's a good. It's a show that has rewatchability. I think, and I think a lot of the Marvel shows maybe lack that a little bit.
Yeah. You're
I
absolutely
think
right.
the other two that have that are She-Hulk and what's the other one? Clearly it doesn't because I can't remember the damn name. Miss Marvel. I think both of those have
Oh,
pretty
okay, yeah.
good rewatchability, and then obviously I'm think Daredevil will, and Daredevil Born Again will as well.
Mhm.
Just take a while because it's a very it's Daredevil. It's a heavy series.
Sure.
So, but I think Agatha All Along kind of belongs in that same vein. I'd totally go back and rewatch it.
Sure.
So we'll see what comes of the storylines from that. But if they're sticking around, then they're interested in doing more. Hell yeah.
Yep. The next update is something we talked about earlier here, just about Benedict
Oh yeah,
Cumberbatch walking back his comments saying he wasn't in Avengers Doomsday, and I think he is, where he said,
That's
I
a
got
good
that
quote.
wrong. I am the next one. Don't ever believe anything I say. And I think after this, there was another update from him where he was like, I'm no longer commenting on anything because Disney has gotten on me about whatever.
My
So,
publicist said.
yeah. Oh,
That's good. He's funny. He's funny. He seems like a funny guy.
yes, absolutely. And then the next update here is back to some theme park news, but not related.
I'm okay. No, I'm okay with this one. They're basically turning the old Star Wars hotel old into a
office. Yeah,
which is funny because there's no windows, just like every other office building.
Galactic Star Cruise or whatever is now being turned into office space.
What a fucking failure that was. Oh my god. Again, that's something I could go on about, but a lot less passionately. That's more of like a logistical thing. Like they failed so hard with that.
Have you watched Jenny Nicholson's video on the
4-hour one?
Yeah.
I've put it on in like the background. It's like I've never done a true watch, but it intrigued me because it was such an utter failure. I've seen so many like Disney parks channels kind of comment on it and stuff like that, and a couple of them who went and like kind of enjoyed it, but man, they could have done it so much better, but at the same time, it maybe should have never been done in the first place.
Yeah.
It's a cool relic to look back on, but such an epic failure. Just like all of Disney. Let's continue.
Yeah.
Oh god, I could go on for months about the Disney parks. Fantastic Four trailer. We've had many since this day. Because we're in early February now. But so we can talk about the most recent trailer. Are you, or just in general, are you excited for this movie, or do you like?
I am excited for one of the main reasons that like it's almost completely standalone here. I say almost completely because
Yeah.
it will tie back in to the MCU, but this is like the first movie in maybe ever, and I say ever as like a loose term within the
Sure.
scope of the MCU, because obviously the ones at the start are also true for this, but like that you don't have to have watched any prior MCU project at all. Like, and I guess like
Yeah, yeah. It would
the
be the
Moon
first
Knight
of a
is the
while. Yeah.
same-ish.
Moon Knight, probably the last one I could think of.
Yeah.
You probably didn't have to watch anything for Shang-Chi.
No, you
Did
did
you?
because they referenced the
Oh, you're right. You're
F
right.
in that. And I mean,
Did they mention that in Moon Knight? I can't remember.
no,
It's
no,
the first.
like
It's the first movie since I think the beginning. Since you're right,
you guys, yeah,
at the very
Fantastic
least.
Four
Yeah.
takes place in a whole other
Yeah.
universe here.
Yeah.
So it's just that is going to be very refreshing.
Yeah. I think they should have prioritized this movie in
Mhm.
terms of like it should have happened long before now.
Yeah.
They should have maybe what should have kicked off Phase 4, for being honest, or maybe Phase 5, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Are we still doing phases? I don't know. I'm
Yes.
just saying they've lost the plot on that point.
We are. It used to be so easy when there were Avengers movies because it's like, okay, a phase would end
And with an Avengers
basically
movie, yeah.
with the Avengers movies, and
Yeah, I think
they
the last one ended with Black Panther 2, if I remember correctly. Because that was the last one in Phase 4.
maybe,
I don't know. It's a mess.
yeah.
But I feel like they should have prioritized the Fantastic Four because that would have been a good starting place for all this stuff. And maybe you go back and you'd be like, hey, if you're gonna watch Phase 4 and 5, you start with this movie. This is where you should start.
I so strongly think they should have started Phase 4 with Thunderbolts, and like I won't like
Okay,
I won't
interesting.
spoil why, and maybe not started because like you need to have like Black Widow there, obviously as backdrop because a lot of the characters from Thunderbolts
Right,
are
right.
from
I
Black
don't no
Widow.
no.
But, like
I think that's where
go
Phase 5 should
watch
have
the movie.
started.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, but just go and watch the movie, and when you see what the movie does in terms of like story and characters and all
uh-huh.
that, like in my opinion, it's exactly what Marvel has lacked for years and years and years.
Right,
It's
right.
like
That's what I've
they
heard.
got like they I like they hit it out of the park. I walked out of that movie so excited in a way that like almost no movie in Phase 4 or 5 has made me feel here, and like so optimistic about the future of the MCU after seeing that movie. And it's like
Right.
that's exactly what I hoped to feel with the first couple of movies after Endgame and Infinity War. And most of them didn't give me that at all. This is the first movie that actually gave me that hope moving forward.
So I wonder if they had ended Phase 4 with that movie, because then you would have had Black Widow
Yeah, yeah,
under
yeah.
your belt. You would have had obviously
That would
Ant-Man
have been
2 because you have
perfect.
Ghost. You would
Yeah.
have had what's his name? John Walker, Sean Walker,
Yeah.
the new the that guy.
Yep.
Right after you had first seen him in Captain America versus or Winter Soldier, Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yep.
And who's the other one? Taskmaster. Oh, she
Yep.
came from the movie too.
Yep.
And then Red Guardian. So right there at the end of Phase 4, you have that.
Yep.
And then it's something's actually built up to.
Yep.
Because you would have recently had a lot of these films and TV shows, and then you have Thunderbolts kind of culminating in it, and that's your Avenger. Because I know they're called the New Avengers. They call themselves the New Avengers. And you
Exactly.
have your New Avengers movie to finish the phase.
Mhm.
I mean, they had it's right there. It's so obvious. And I mean, even if you do start Phase 4 with the Fantastic Four, they don't really have a connection to the Thunderbolts, as far as I know. Then you're still building to something. There, you have a building blocks for what's coming up soon.
Exactly.
So like I said, they had prioritized that. Maybe literally, they could have just done everything they were doing, just kind of rearranged. For once, rearranging the deck chairs on a Titanic would have done something.
Yeah. For once.
So I don't know. We'll see.
Mhm.
But if you have all that in there, and then you have, well, actually, maybe that makes Ant-Man 3 make a little bit more sense if you put it in Phase 5.
Yep.
After having, and then you put Loki season 2 after that. You have Loki season 1 in front of it. I don't know.
Yep. Somewhere
Hindsight's always 2020, but we could have. It could have been. They almost had it.
Yep.
They just missed by a little bit. A couple years. Speaking of Ant-Man 3, Jonathan Majors.
And I'm just gonna I want to skip over that completely because like I don't know if that's like
If it's real or not, yeah.
surely they're not bringing him back as Kang now after they've moved away from like the Kang Dynasty stuff completely and they resolved
Not only that, but he's a bad person.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous. It's like they spent so much effort trying to get him out of the MCU and like that's probably the right call here. Like that's almost certainly the right call. It's like, why are you trying to backtrack that now? I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's whatever. It's like, let's just move away from Kang. I was gonna skip all the way down to some
The
news.
Drax?
I was gonna skip even.
Okay, I was basically
just
Dave Bautista said he's not coming back.
Yeah. He said he's not coming back, I believe, unless he gets a call from
James Gunn, which
James
and
Gunn.
he's not. James Gunn's done. He's not coming back to MCU.
Yep.
There's
So,
no way Warner Brothers lets him go. Not a chance.
yeah. I was gonna skip all the way down to news from February 23rd, in which it says that there are not plans for a Moon Knight season 2, but there are plans for the Moon Knight character.
There should be. So that show, I can't remember at the time what like the general public thought, but I love that show, and Oscar Isaac did such a good job in that role. I want to see more of Moon Knight, but it's been what 3 years, I think, 2022
years. It was a show that like I thought was good, but I had some.
I loved it. I'm biased because he's Guatemalan, and of course,
with it.
I'm Guatemalan, so.
I would love to see more of the Moon Knight character. I know that there has been like heavy speculation recently that they're working towards a Midnight Suns project, which I know in the comics like Moon Knight's involved with that.
Moon Knight, the flaming skull guy. I can't remember his name.
Oh, Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider.
Yep.
Yes. Ghost Rider. Doctor Strange is part of that. Now that would be cool for Doctor Strange 3 movie. If we bring back Moon Knight, do the Midnight Suns. There's just so much Marvel can do, and they're just waiting. I just want to see Moon Knight again because they set up they set up season 2, and now they're just not gonna do it. And pandemic. We'll call it pandemic Marvel. Pandemic Marvel sucked and has continued to suck. And they're finally getting out of it, hopefully. So we'll see. I have some hope for Moon Knight in the MCU.
The next relevant piece of news, I would say, is a Punisher special is in the works.
Yes, and I've heard a lot about this since this was announced.
Yeah.
In terms of John Bernthal,
I've heard some bad things here, but I have a lot of hope.
Yeah, the one episode I saw him in John Bernthal in Daredevil so far, because I'm on episode 5. He was good. I mean, it didn't really do much, but I'm excited to see where he goes from there. And you know, I also haven't seen the Punisher show either, but I mean, you loved it.
Really?
Yeah, I just my Netflix ran out, and I just haven't gotten a chance to go back and watch it on
Gotcha.
Disney+. So
Gotcha.
I mean, you've raved about it plenty on this show, on this podcast. So I'm excited to see what they do with it, because that from what you said, that show was brutal.
Yep. Really liked it.
Did you want to do this Teen Titans news?
Yeah.
Okay, so James Gunn confirms Teen Titans movie is in the works. Anna
would be sick.
Noguera, who wrote the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which is coming out. I think we just talked about that. Is developing the script, which is cool. I feel like there's such a big fan base behind the Teen Titans because of the show.
Oh yeah,
you have to nail it. You have no choice. You cannot fuck this up. Because there's such a passionate, just outside of the comic books, there's such a passionate fan base for this group. You can't fuck it up. And I know didn't they kind of have like a live action stuff on the CW a little? Or was it just some characters?
No, there wasn't anything Teen Titans related on the C.
Or was it on HBO Max?
There was a show, yeah. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
it was like it.
which by the
It
way is
may
back.
it may have honestly been like the DC.
Oh, right.
Before that streaming platform was like
That's
new
right.
or
That did
whatever.
not
Yeah,
last long.
yeah.
That's where Harley Quinn started, and I really like that show. But
Mhm.
okay, gotcha. So very passionate fan base. I mean, that's just DC in general, but specifically this show because of how beloved that early 2000s cartoon is. Even Teen Titans Go got a lot of love, so you
Yeah,
really got to nail that.
yeah. Um, Here is
Mm,
the list of remaining MCU projects for 2025.
yes. So
Obviously, in March, we had Daredevil Born Again.
which
Then
is
in May,
over.
we had
Rave
Thunderbolt.
reviews. Yep.
Yes. Next up, June, Ironheart, which we've
Yes,
talked about briefly here before.
briefly. And that was the one when we've picked on it a lot. That's been rumored to have been done since like the pandemic, right?
Like
At least
2022 or 2023, I think it was
it's been
first
a
released.
while. I don't know
This
why it's
show
been shelved.
is completed. I don't know why either.
Unless like because like there's no like story reason for it to have been shelved. I mean, could it come right out after the Black Panther 2? I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know why they've shelved it for so long. And maybe it wasn't done. Maybe they just thought it'd be done and then it wasn't, and then they just kept postponing it. But
Maybe
I'm
so.
excited for it. I mean, I really like the character in the comics, or at least what I watched from her.
Mhm.
Obviously there are those people out there, we know the type, who aren't excited for this, and
Yeah,
hopefully that doesn't like push Marvel to a certain way when it comes to this show, whether it renews it or whether they continue with the character. But
yeah.
I'm excited for it. If it exists.
I'm really hoping that Ironheart does not go the way of the Acolyte, because I've been seeing
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well,
a
that same kind of people.
yeah, like a lot of talk online where if people seem to be treating it the same way
Mm-hmm.
as the Acolyte, like
Yep.
before it's been released at all, being like, oh, this is such a bad show, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's like you
Well,
haven't
that's
watched
just
it yet.
the yeah, that's just the unfortunate reality of black female led stuff, and that's just I don't know what we're gonna do about it.
It's
We need to alienate these people from
it
society who are
sucks.
being like this, but we
Yeah.
just haven't. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, and I hate this for the who's been cast because she was really good in Black Panther too.
Yeah.
So well, unfortunately, those people are loud, and I don't know why. So
Yep.
hopefully, the people who enjoy this show can be louder, or else we're gonna end up like it's gonna end up like the Acolyte, which the Acolyte deserves a season 2.
Oh
That
yeah.
was such a good
Oh
show.
yeah. I
That show
I
is so good.
love the Acolyte so much.
Yeah,
So
and
much.
and I'm the resident. Oh my god, the resident that era, High Republic Jedi
Yeah.
era. Like, I mean, I love the High Republic. It's my favorite Star Wars content, and then
Mhm.
just to watch it, just because of the loud minority be heard over the rest of us, it was such bullshit. I hate that, and so I really hope this doesn't happen to Ironheart.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, then July 25th we have Fantastic Four, which we've mentioned,
Yep.
and then August 6th, Eyes of Wakanda, which I remember being like announced, and
Mhm.
then nothing. Again, same thing,
Yep.
kind of just nothing. And then now we have a release date for it. Marvel Zombies, same kind of thing. A lot of like big hype for it at the beginning, and then nothing. And
Yeah.
then Wonder Man, same kind of thing. Just
Yep.
and then I believe both of those, Eyes of Wakanda and Marvel Zombies, are animated. So
Yeah. And I think the Marvel Zombies is only like 4 episodes, and that's it. And it's like at that
Yeah.
point, just make like an animated
Movie, yeah.
movie here. Yeah. But
I don't know. My
we'll see.
reaction was Ironheart doesn't exist, but everything else is exciting.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we have since gotten a trailer, and the show looks good. So
Yep.
I'm very excited for that.
And it's still rumored, I think, and this has been rumored for a while. I remember this era in Marvel television where every single Marvel project starting with WandaVision moving through all the shows. The rumor was that of of Hesto was going to be like the BBEG.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when it's like that was like true for like WandaVision, and then like
It was big for
Loki,
WandaVision. We talked
and
about
then
it.
yeah, whatever else came after. But like for Ironheart, there was the exact same
Yeah.
rumor that Mephisto would be the BBEG, and I think that rumor has still held. And there's like actually some evidence or whatever that Mephisto is going to make his
Yeah,
MCU
okay.
debut,
There
and
was evidence in WandaVision too.
I was like, that's so random and bizarre. Like from what I know
Yeah.
about Mephisto, I'm like, how would he fit into the story here? But
It's funny.
we will see.
I'm sure they're doing it. Well, now at this point, I'm sure Marvel's just doing it for
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
They're
I
just
mean,
throwing in little Mephisto things along the way.
it would be hilarious if Mephisto actually does make his MCU debut in Ironheart. Ironheart is going to be just in my favorite show for that reason alone.
I know that'd be pretty funny.
But yeah.
In terms of upcoming things, Star Wars released so it was released. I don't know if Star Wars did this, but they released their upcoming projects. We have Simon Kinberg, not to be mixed up with Simon, the guy from Big Bang Theory. He's got a Star Wars trilogy coming at some point. The Mandalorian and Grogu, which I think is the only one that's actually happening.
Yeah.
So
I don't believe a single other
No.
one of these is happening ever.
No, the new Jedi Order, which would be awesome if it does happen. I need more post Episode 9 content.
We've got
Outside of Skeleton Crew.
No,
Yes, it was post. No, did they change that?
No, yeah, they changed it. It was originally supposed to be after Episode 9. I'm pretty sure. Now, I think I saw the latest timeline. It's supposed to take place between episodes 7 and 8.
No.
I think
no.
so. And that drove
I disagree.
me crazy.
I'm not one of these people, but I don't buy that Disney. In my brain, in my head canon, it's post Episode 9.
Yeah.
Fuck that bullshit. James Mangold's Dawn of the Jedi movie. That's actually the one I want to happen the most.
Yeah.
Lando, which doesn't exist. Much like Ironheart. That just straight up not happening. Dave Filoni's Star Wars movie may happen. The Taika Waititi's movie, I thought it gotten canceled. Sean Levy's Star Wars movie, Rogue Squadron, doesn't exist. I'm pretty sure that got canceled.
Yep.
And Brian Johnson's Star Wars trilogy. I don't believe in any of those except Mandalorian and Grogu. So
0% chance, and you can quote me on that.
You can quote you on.
That you can quote me on.
So whatever. Hey, we're in March now.
Yep. Look at that.
2 hours in, and we're in March.
Look at us go.
So speaking of, details on the canceled George Lucas Underworld show.
Yeah. So this
actually,
was the show, I think he was scripting or whatever right around the time where he ended up selling Star Wars to Disney.
Okay, gotcha.
So
60 scripts were made. Dark, sexy, and more violent. $40 million an episode. John Williams to score, which is probably why it's $40 million an episode.
Yeah.
And would have blown up the Star Wars universe. Disney definitely wouldn't have offered to buy it. I don't care.
Yeah, it's like that is so wild to me. I mean, the fact that like he had 60 unique episodes all scripted out for like a live action $40 million,
What else does he do
at that time?
What? Wait, $40 million an episode at 60 episodes is like what?
Yeah.
2.4 billion?
Yeah.
No, that's wrong. It is?
Wait. Am I doing yeah.
Here's the calculator.
That's right. Yeah.
It is right. Okay.
Yeah. $2.4 billion
times 40. Yeah, $2.4 billion.
Yep.
No one would have given them money.
Yeah.
And it would have been canceled after a season.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how everything goes now. Because a lot of people are up in arms about the Wheel of Time show got canceled after season 2, and it's been relatively well reviewed.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Hawkeye season 2 might happen.
No,
probably not.
No, like it won't. It is confirmed as not happening here. The original pitch for it was a Die Hard inspired adventure where Clint and Kate are trapped in one location, fending off hordes of assassins. It would have been set during Christmas.
Again.
Clint's brother would have been the main villain. It was revealed that they did not move forward with season 2 because when they were like trying to coordinate or whatever, they only offered Jeremy
That's right.
Renner
I do
half
remember
of
this.
his salary from season 1, so he said no, and that was the nail in the coffin.
Will we ever see Kate Bishop again? Like, there's like no plans, right?
I mean, there's like the Young Avengers thing they keep trying to build up to.
That's not happening. No one there's been no sign of that happening.
There has been like official concept art for Avengers Doomsday that shows all of the Young Avengers
But
together.
were they part of the chairs?
I don't think it's happening.
Were they part of the chairs, Brennan?
No.
Then it's not happening.
Yep.
Marvel has to stop this. They've got to stop.
Mhm.
Pandemic Marvel is a bad person.
Yeah.
Leading us.
wanted to
Everyone is in a toxic relationship with Pandemic Marvel. They
Yeah.
kept gaslighting us and feeding us what we wanted to see, and it never delivered.
Yep.
Pandemic Marvel gaslit us. That is the name of this episode. Gaslit.
okay.
Let me write it down.
Yeah.
I'm just actually probably just be Pandemic Marvel, but
and it's not Pandemic Marvel, it's Mark Hamill Marvel.
yeah, that's right. It's the Hamdemic Marvel. If you will. We should go a little bit
Mark
faster.
Pandemic Marvel, yeah.
Can't talk about everything. Clark Gregg, he might be back as Coulson.
What? Wait, where'd you see that? Oh yeah, no, that was actually for something else.
Okay, never mind.
for,
He's
like,
not
a
back as
stage.
Coulson.
It was for like a stage play or whatever.
Cool.
That he was
Good
in.
for him. I'm glad he's getting work.
I'm going to go up one tweet above that just because I skimmed over and I was like, this is actually
the
hilarious.
Star Wars thing.
Yeah. So for the Star Wars Underworld project we were just talking about, there's only one studio capable of doing it, and that was HBO. And the day before Lucas was set to meet with HBO's CEO to discuss the project, the executive was arrested for assault and subsequently fired, and that was the end of the plans to meet.
Wow.
For the Star Wars show, which is wild.
That's
that's an ending you don't expect for a show like that. Like there's a lot of reasons for shows to fall through, but the person you're meeting with getting arrested for assault, that's usually not something you expect.
So Star Wars with HBO, I don't know if I wouldn't have liked it. You know why? They would have said fuck, and fuck doesn't belong in Star Wars.
Yeah.
The made up curse words they use belong in Star Wars. There's still curse words. You know it's the F word. You know it's fuck, but fuck itself does not belong in Star Wars.
Yep.
Damn is fine. Apparently, I think at some point someone said goddamn, and that's really weird, but
oh man. Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm just gonna skip.
Yeah, you take control here because you know what you want to say.
Coyote versus Acme has officially been saved.
Oh, that's right.
It has.
That's right. I remember seeing this, and I was like, "Damn, Brennan's gonna be ecstatic."
I did not expect it to ever actually
for 50 million, which is like not as much as they wanted, right?
Whatever, huh?
They wanted like some ridiculous price tag, right?
Yeah. It was just them asking for this insane amounts in studios making reasonable offers, and Max being like, "No, we're not selling it to you, actually." Yeah. But we did our best to get it out there, and it was you guys who didn't offer us hundreds of millions of dollars.
We offered them $20 and a crisp handshake for Wolfgate Entertainment to take it, but they didn't like
it. Yeah. Oh man, but the movie was finally saved. So at some point here, it will release, and I am buying as many tickets as possible. We gotta make this movie,
guys. 2026, we're all gonna go together as a chip roasting group. We're gonna go see Coyote versus Acme.
I am so excited. I'm so excited.
Here it is, the Doomsday cast
list. Yeah, would we like to go through this or just skip over?
I will quickly go through it just to prove to you that the Young Avengers isn't happening.
Can we please talk about how for this tweet they arranged it not in alphabetical order or order of announcement, but in order of shortest sentence to longest sentence.
I did see that. Okay, so let's quit. All right, real quick. Paul Rudd's back. Simu Liu as Shang-Chi is back. Tom Hiddleston, Louis Pullman as who's Sentry? No, I think that might have to do with Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts, yeah.
Florence Pugh, Danny Ramirez as Falcon, Ian McKellen as Magneto, Sebastian Stan, Winston Duke, Chris Hemsworth, Kelsey Grammer as Beast. I was like, as Thor? I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. I misread. Sorry. James Marsden as Cyclops, Channing Tatum, Wyatt Russell, Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, Rebecca Roman as Mystique, Patrick Stewart, who even though his head even though he died, I think, recently in a Marvel movie, not in real life, he's still alive. I'm sorry. Alan Cumming as Nightcrawler, Letitia Wright, Tenoch Huerta Mejia, Pedro Pascal, Anna John Kamen as Ghost, Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, David Harbour, Robert Downey Jr., Ebon Moss Bachrach, dear God, I'm sorry, and Anthony Mackie.
Yep.
It's a lot of X-Men people, a lot of MCU
you are
people.
right. There are no
young Avengers.
Although Marvel did
all old Avengers.
Did confirm that
sorry,
even though
hold
the
on.
stream
I
was
forgot
8
one
hours
announcement,
long.
one cast, one member.
Sorry.
Mark Hamill as all of them.
Oh yeah, yes.
I like how you looked. You're like, what? That's everyone.
About Mark Hamill.
Can never forget.
But Marvel has confirmed that even though the stream to announce all those people was like 8 hours long or whatever, that is not the full cast list. There are still more announcements coming soon.
See, I don't want them to announce anymore. Just let us be surprised. What a wild concept.
Yeah.
Don't announce everyone.
Yep.
And then the next 3 things he sent me were about that. Ahsoka season 2 in production.
Yes, and they have.
They've wrapped?
No, they haven't wrapped. They have recast.
Right.
Erase Stevenson's character.
Yes.
I don't remember who's playing him now, but
I'm sure we'll find
on some behind the scenes photos, there is like a close resemblance here. So hopefully it'll be a similar performance here. I mean, Ray Stevenson did such an incredible job.
Oh yeah, he's phenomenal. So I love that show, man. I always forget about that. I don't think it has any rewatchability, but it was a good show.
Yeah, it's so weird because like you need to have watched all of Rebels. Huh?
You remember after we did that, I had my 6 Thrawn books and I went on a rant about how Thrawn wasn't correct.
Yeah.
But anyway. Next piece of news, we're going to keep bouncing back and forth between Marvel and everything else. So Spider-Man 4 will reportedly take place during Avengers Doomsday, which is why Tom Holland won't be in Avengers Doomsday.
And I have seen a lot of rumors for Spider-Man 4 here. One of the rumors being that Hulk will be one of the main characters, which is so funny to me if true, because a lot of people have been like pointing out or whatever. They're like, Marvel is allergic to giving Spider-Man a movie all to himself here.
Well, no, they can't. Remember? The only way that MCU can have him is if because Sony owns him.
Yeah, it's
and the only way they're gonna have any part in it is if they put a Marvel character in it. Truly, that's the only thing. I swear.
Yeah, it's like that. I don't
know.
I know, but that was ever confirmed or not. But like that's so funny. If
I get it though, I get it.
Yeah, totally, completely. It's just it's so wild.
Just go ahead.
Sorry, go.
You go, Brennan. Sorry, I was disrupting you.
I was gonna say, what
sorry.
what was
I'm so sorry. I don't know something. Yeah. Go ahead.
This will be the first time in the entire MCU that like the Hulk or Bruce Banner and Spider-Man have ever interacted. They have not
Oh
interacted
yeah,
in a
you're right.
single other movie.
Yeah, they haven't, had they?
Yeah, yeah.
They were at the same final battle, but they never interacted with each other.
Yep.
Huh. No. Did he not give? No, he didn't.
Nope.
Damn. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Mhm.
Last point before I continue.
Mhm.
Could you imagine how bad all of them? And not that I'm not the biggest fan of the Spider-Man movie is anyway. But can you imagine how bad they'd be if Marvel at the MCU Marvel didn't have any hand in it? Like
Oh yeah.
we saw
Yep.
the others. It'd be so bad.
Yep.
With what's Sony's turning out lately, it's a good thing that they're not letting him have a movie because then they'd have no creative control and Sony
Yeah.
would ruin the character again.
Yep. Mhm.
Uh, Avengers Doomsday, real quick. Production has started but not filming. As of March 30th.
Mhm.
They're still building sets. Filming only will start in April, and they haven't finished the script.
And a more recent update here. The last I saw, they had started filming, but even
No
though
script.
they've started filming, they still don't have a finished script.
That's fucking crazy.
Um,
Marvel just needs to chill. Just truly, they need to chill.
The actor who plays the Red Guardian, like the day before you're supposed to fly out for filming, he was like, I still have not seen any draft of the script whatsoever.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're taking a big risk here.
Oh yeah.
They're really trusting the Russo brothers.
But yeah. I have no idea how it's gonna turn out.
It may end up like Captain America 4. It may have really bad pacing because they had to do reshoots 800,000 times. Beyond the Spider-Verse will apparently be June 4th, 2027, supposedly. Allegedly. Spider-Man 4 will be titled Spider-Man Brand New Day, which makes sense. It is a brand new day. No one remembers him. How is Bruce Banner? Never mind. We'll figure it out.
There was actually an arc.
Oh, that's right. That came out on April Fool's Day because I had to remind you.
Oh, what?
Be aware this is April Fool's Day.
No, but that news actually leaked prior
Before
to.
that,
I didn't send it to you until April Fool's.
You did get fooled though.
Yeah, there is an arc in the comics where it's the same thing, where it's like everyone on Earth forgets about Spider-Man or whatever.
Okay.
For some reason, the Hulk is the only person that
remembers. Interesting.
Yeah, that remembers him. So a lot of people are thinking like, hey, maybe they'll do the same thing in the
interesting
MCU.
Paramount. No, skip that. Oh wait, Paramount is by some movie theaters.
Yeah, we can just skip that. Yeah, that was just kind of general advice here. We can skip the next one too. And the following one is pretty interesting, where the actor who plays Kingpin in the MCU revealed that the character cannot show up in MCU movies. The quote is, "I'm only usable for a television series. It's all caught up in writing stuff. I don't know when that would work out or if it would ever work out at all."
So I wonder if that has to do because Kingpin is also a Spider-Man villain.
Yeah, and like it's so odd because from my understanding here, the rights for Spider-Man at all, like the rights for Spider-Man right now, Marvel can have Spider-Man show up in live action in the movies, but cannot have Spider-Man show up in live action for television series.
Interesting.
And Kingpin can only show up in live action in television series and not the movies, which means we can never have live action Spider-Man meet live action Kingpin, which is heartbreaking here.
Especially because Team Red is like a big thing in the comics, which is Daredevil and Spider-Man and Deadpool. And I've for years on this podcast, I've been like, they need to do a Team Red, and they just can't because that's their common villain is King. Well, obviously they have more, but Kingpin is a common villain for them. Damn.
There is a
get that shit figured out.
There is a chance they're figuring it out, and Spider-Man will appear in Daredevil season 2.
I thought they filmed season 1 and 2 back to back. No,
no, they're actually actively filming season 2 right now. And the
And I've seen
reason
a
I
bunch of stuff
say,
about that. Yeah.
yeah, like the reason I say there's a chance, and this is not a spoiler, but towards the end of Daredevil season one,
Uh-huh.
there's like a beat with like the music, and it's the it's the
Oh,
Spider-Man theme from the MCU. And
interesting.
the creators of Daredevil season one were asked about it, and they were like, "Hey, we don't know. We were told to include this by the executives up at Marvel, and when we asked why, they told us we're not
Interesting.
allowed to ask why."
Interesting.
So some
Um,
people are taking that as a sign that like, hey,
they're trying to figure everything
is
out.
trying to get Spider-Man in for the next season.
So we're gonna have to speed this up because I'm on a time crunch here. My mom's gonna be
Okay,
here
sure.
not too long. So Peacemaker season 2, August 21st on HBO Max, since they're changing their name back.
Yep.
I don't care about Dune. Can skip that.
You can
Can skip that. Ryan Gosling will officially star in Sean Levy's Star Wars film, if that exists. It's
It takes
described as
place
a
after episode
standalone.
9.
Described as a standalone adventure. It takes place a few years after the events of the Rise of Skywalker.
Mhm.
Will apparently begin filming this fall. I'll believe it when I see it, and I won't even believe it when I see set posters. Star Wars Starfighter will be released May 28th, 2027. Oh, it's
And that's the movie. Yep.
okay. So it has the name now, so that's cool.
Yes, yes,
Still
yes.
don't believe it, but
Yep. I
yeah, even you said too bad it'll never release.
Yeah, and
Uh,
I just saw the next tweet and I just laughed reading over it because I forgot about it.
Yeah, Jabba the Hutt's son Rhoda will be a gladiator with massive biceps in The Mandalorian, and Grogu, played by Jeremy Allen White from The Bear, which I've heard is a phenomenal show. But
And and
that
I saw
he's from
the big
Star
trailer.
Wars, Clone Wars, right?
Yeah, Star Wars the Clone Wars the very first movie. It
That's
was
right.
like
Yep.
4 episodes they combined into a movie. They
Yep.
released it. Most people do not like that movie at all because it's just
It's
four
bad.
episodes of
Not
a
a good movie, but it's fun.
television show. Yeah. It's just old whiny little baby. And like
Yeah.
I did watch the trailer, like the trailer leaked or whatever, and I saw it, and it looks insane. It's like
I'll have to find it.
it's like Top of the Hut, but like so incredibly swole. It is ridiculous.
The new animated Star Wars show, Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord, will release 2026, which is interesting, coming off the backs of what surprise release earlier this year, which was the Underworld
Yeah.
show, which I've heard, which I've not watched. Unfortunately, I've not had a chance to watch that, but that'll be interesting coming up.
Mhm. Oh,
Sorry, this is real good
I
podcasting.
yeah, I will read the next one for Daredevil Born Again as
Okay,
someone
yeah.
who watched uh the the whole show. It is kind of insane because you can see exactly where the creative overhaul happened. It's wild because like you have episode one and the start of episode one, and you know that's part of the creative overhaul. And then there's like episodes uh two through let's say seven, which have like a very kind of self-contained story almost.
Yeah.
Episodes 8 and 9, just ignore episodes 2 through 7 almost completely. They just pick right back off of episode one, and like you can see exactly where that creative overhaul happened. And 8 and 9 are so good. Like
Yeah.
2 through 7 are also good, but then you watch 8 and 9, you're like, oh, this is like the original Daredevil straight from Netflix here. And
That
it's
makes me excited to watch it then.
yeah, like it is crazy. But it is wild. Look at this tweet of how the show originally started off before the overhaul of episode one.
Yeah.
You have these events that take place right at the start, and it sets the scene immediately, and it ends with like Matt kind of giving up on Daredevil. And
Yep.
apparently in the original opening, you didn't have that first scene at all. It was just him up on the roof, and he drops his mask, and that was it. And it's not ever shown or explained in the show exactly what happened. So like I'm so grateful that they did have that overhaul just to breathe so much more life into these
Right.
characters and events here.
Right. Vision reportedly set to be the final Marvel TV series to feature the major characters from the films. This series will premiere next year, Disney Plus. Okay, whatever. It won't,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, it does seem that Marvel is going back to how things were before, where they're trying to split the movies and shows
which is good.
into their own separate things.
I see why they did it when they did it, like with the pandemic and all. But pandemic Marvel, we've established this. Pandemic Marvel has been a very clear theme during this show,
Yeah,
this episode. So
it'll just be interesting to see how things are moving forward here.
yeah. The next piece isn't like news, but like apparently Charlie Cox's family like went to go watch the show and they accidentally watched the Matt Damon show, the movie, which is really funny.
Yeah, the Ben Affleck one. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Who did I say?
I said
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. Yeah.
I get them confused often. Tony Gilroy reveals that he had to scrap a standalone K2SO horror movie episode from Andor season 2 due to budget concerns. The quote was, "They had to bring this huge, ugly tanker ship to the Yevon, and there was a KX unit that was trapped inside their hunting. It was sort of like a monster movie with K2, which I think would have been cool, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I probably see why they scrapped it.
I would have loved to see that so much, but with
They should
what
release it just like
Andor,
a one shot.
yeah, like
And that'd be cool.
that would honestly be great. But with what Andor season 2 ended up being, there was really no time for that at all. I loved Andor season 2 so much. I won't get into a lot of that now, but like Andor is like my ultimate favorite piece of Star Wars media out of everything. Now it's not even close. Like it's highly, highly, highly recommend that.
Yeah.
Such a brutal show, and I wish it could have had its original 5 season plan.
Sure,
Because
sure.
I would have loved to see 5 full seasons of this, but also I would much rather take the complete story that we got than have them do like Andor season 1, Andor season 2, Andor season 3, and have it get canceled.
Is season 2 bingeable? Because season 1 very much not bingeable. That's a main reason why I didn't like the show. But since they put out 3 episodes a week, I would imagine it's slightly more bingeable.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is definitely slightly more bingeable because like we ended up binging like all 3 episodes each night. I'm not sure if I would recommend you binging all 12 at once, but it's very easy to sit down and just watch 3 back to back.
So there's it kind of in the same, because I think the popularity of Andor kind of led to this series happening. But there's currently a political thriller series happening in the Star Wars book world.
Oh,
I can't remember what they're called, but the first one like focuses on Mon Mothma in the early days of the Empire. And from the political standpoint, it's like I've heard the book is amazing. It's by Alexander Freed. I can't remember the name of the book, but it's like the whole new thing that they're starting to roll out. It's supposed to be like a trilogy. Each has a different writer, but all the writers that are supposed to be doing it are amazing. Alex Freed is really cool. My favorite Star Wars books, the Alphabet Squadron books, and they're amazing. So, highly recommend it. If I can remember, I'll find the name later and I'll shoot you a text with it.
Awesome.
So, but it kind of goes. It'll probably be like a kind of like a precursor on that end for Andor, because this Rogue One related stuff has been phenomenal. And I know I didn't love season 1 of Andor. That's a me thing, but it was really, really good. I could at least recognize that it was phenomenal. So
yeah.
Peacemaker trailer for season 2.
Yeah, and like I will just say because of how it was released here, yet it is definitely more tangible than season 1, which should help out a lot.
Yes. Yeah. Season 2 trailer for Peacemaker. Quick thought.
Really looking forward to that. I love season 1 of Peacemaker, and it looks like the direction they're going for season 2 so far should be really solid.
Cool. Spider-Man Noir thoughts real quick.
Looks good.
I don't remember. I didn't see it in the video you sent me. It's no longer available. So, Ironheart trailer. We talked about that. It looks good.
Yep.
But it had gotten to the little 48 days. until release date, and they had said nothing,
Yes.
no word
Yes.
about it or anything, which kind of is the whole reason I poked fun at it not existing. So, but we
Yep.
did get a trailer. It
Yes.
looks good. I'm excited. Kristen Ritter will be part of Daredevil season 2.
Jessica
It seems
Jones.
like
She's coming back.
it seems like
Finally.
all of them are coming. It seems like there's gonna be a Defenders reboot.
I'm
Not reboot, but almost.
I'm hoping so.
And with the unfortunately with that Danny Rand,
Yeah. I mean,
or at least from what you have said about the show.
yeah, it's like if they can get a good like script writer or whatever for him, give him some more character development, or if they can just pick up exactly where Iron Fist left off, because when Iron Fist left off,
Oh, that's right.
he gave up the Iron Fist
Right.
and a much better character than him. Colleen became the Iron Fist. I
Right.
loved her as a character. If we get her in the Defenders, that would be fantastic. And then get him back for like a supporting role with his guns that shoot bullets with the power of the Iron Fist. That would be great to see. Like, I mean,
Iron Fist Punisher.
and there were arcs. There was an arc he like had it. He had in Luke Cage where he came back as the Iron Fist and he was great there. There was a different like script writing.
Yeah,
like
it's all like a
theme for him. So yeah,
okay.
It's like he's not necessarily bad. It just so happens that like most of the times he's played Iron Fist, it's been bad.
Right,
So.
right. I mean, I liked him in Defenders, so I don't know. We'll see. That's another show I need to watch. I need to watch season 2 of Luke Cage, season 2 and 3 of Jessica Jones, and The Punisher. And so I'll get there eventually.
Yep.
Wonder Man, 8 episodes, 30 minutes.
Yep.
Typical Disney Plus stuff.
Mm-hmm.
HBO is going back, or Max is going back to HBO Max, which is kind of funny. Another Superman trailer. Quick thoughts on that? I mean,
looks good. I'm
very excited for this movie.
Yeah, like it looks great. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. Doomsday and Secret Wars have been delayed. I don't know how long, but Doomsday December 18th, 2026. Secret Wars December 17th, 2027.
Yep.
So we'll get those about a year apart, like we did with the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel also canceled 3 untitled films. So who gives a fuck?
And those are honestly probably Doctor Strange 3, Shang-Chi 2.
Yeah, probably.
You know.
Yeah. God, English, Wally. English. 13 years since Ghost Riders appeared on the big screen in Spirit of Vengeance in 2012. He will be back in 2026, supposedly in Doomsday, which is cool. I really enjoy that character. Mm-hmm. I've never seen those movies, but I just like the idea of the character and the story behind him in the comics. Mm-hmm. And it's really cool that other people can be Ghost Rider in the comics.
Yeah.
So I think the Punisher became Ghost Rider at some point.
Yeah.
But
I think once.
Here's that news about Hulk being in Spider-Man Brand New Day. And then this finally we're to yesterday.
Let's go. We did it.
Pokemon Legends Z through A will be released on October 16th, 2025. That's exciting. It'll probably only be on the new Switch, so I probably won't play it.
Nope.
And if I do buy it,
it is on the old Switch and on the new Switch.
Sweet. So I'm gonna buy it, play it for 20 minutes, and then never play it again, just like the last one.
Nice.
And then Carrie Condon will reportedly play the human form of Friday in Vision Quest. She previously voiced the character. Wait, so we're just getting Vision 2.0?
That's Friday?
Cool. And that's 6 months of news wrapped up in a 2.5-hour podcast.
We killed it.
Well, it's only 2 hours, 15 minutes. It's one of our longer podcasts to date. But
I will see you in November.
I thought we said this time next year.
No.
We'll try to.
I was jumping the gun.
We'll try to do another podcast soon. I want to at least finish Daredevil, Andor, and go see Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
So whenever that happens,
perfect.
We'll meet back here, and if it happens to be after Superman, Fantastic Four, and also Ironheart, we have a lot to talk about. That means we won't do any news.
If you happen to be able to see Thunderbolts this weekend, maybe we can do sometime next week.
Yeah, we can do something
briefly go over Thunderbolts and then hear how Disney is ruining all of the theme parks, and that'll be like a 3 or 4 hour pod.
There we go. I made another 3-hour pod. Our longest actual listener, our longest episode recently. It was the Disney bracket. Remember we did the bracket?
Oh yeah, that
was like a
being
2.5.
way
It was like
too
almost a 3-hour episode. That was a pain to listen to.
Way too
However,
yeah,
I could not stop laughing, and I was at work, and it was really bad. I had to like take my headphones out a couple times. Like, oh my god, we're so funny.
Oh yes, we are.
Specifically, you and Lauren going back and forth at each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, next episode we should have RJ on, or at least try to.
Sure.
And then maybe one of these days we'll have a different guest on. Who knows? But I really like RJ when he comes back. So, thank you guys for listening to our 2-hour long podcast. Matt, you're the real one.
MVP.
This will probably not be out till Monday.
At valuable person.
Yes.
That's what MVP stands for. You're welcome, Matt.
Exactly. So thank you guys for listening. If you like this, subscribe wherever you're listening to this podcast. Go subscribe to Brennan. I don't know why. He doesn't do anything.
Nope.
Go subscribe to me. I'm actually releasing content again.
Oh, hey,
and,
good for you.
Yeah, right. And peace.
Peace.